Hi students. I'm recording a sort of take two of the finding articles in the UBC Library video because not everyone of you in this class is studying here in Vancouver. Some of you I hear are in vacation in China. Well, great. I hope you have a good time. Now, you should be able to access the UBC Library site though. And if you can't, you can try your public library. But this one you can access for free and you don't need a student account or a library card. So you can still use the techniques from the video I've shown you in take one, but I'm going to show you how to do this on the free version of the UBC Library and look for academic journals. Okay, so we start with the library page. And then we're going to use the topic again, medical marijuana. So again, we're going to use this box and we're going to type words here. So we might type in medical marijuana, or I should say, not medical marijuana, the legalization of marijuana. Again, I'm just choosing a topic that a few of you have written, and I'm using that to show you how to look for articles on the free version of this account. Okay, so here, this is blue on blue, it's not going to work. So no library card required for this way. Okay, so let's try it. So I'm going to type in the words legalization of marijuana, and it'll show me the results. Let's see. Now remember, if I type in the same thing on Google, I'm probably going to get hundreds of thousands or even millions of results. Here we have 116,000 results. Now, there are some options that will help you narrow down your search here, and I'm going to show you what these are. First, you see the results here. Showing the count is useful, so then you know how many you have to work with. This is your Wikipedia entry that you could use as your general source in the research proposal. Great. You can use that. Okay, you can find related topics here. But here is how you refine your search to narrow down your search. And we're looking for specific articles. So we want you to choose several important filters to help you. So we're looking for journal articles. So click that and you notice the results here is going to be 6,758. That's already much fewer than 116,000. Also, you can select scholarly and peer review articles. That would give you even fewer results and narrow down your results even more. So all of these are filters that help you narrow down your results. You can also look for publication dates. So that's your when. These are filters of what type of source. So instead of looking for everything, some of these articles date back to the 1970s, 1950s, or 60s, where marijuana was more common in North America. But you can narrow it down to, let's say, 5 years ago, articles that are no older than 5 years ago, 3 years ago, or the last 12 months. So these are like the most recent articles. Again, the more recent you go, the the fewer articles you're going to have. So let's try those and see what we get. So let's refine our search. Let's choose scholarly and peer review. Here you see we're already down to 5,556. Great start. Then we look for journal articles. These are from journals. A bit less, 5,249. And if we read these, just the first couple, we have 2015, 2012, 2018, 2018, pretty good. Most of these are pretty recent. Well, the legalization of marijuana is pretty recent in Canada. This happened this year. So maybe if we click the last 12 months, now we really narrowed it down to 813. Let's see if we can do anything else. So you can select disciplines. So for example, if you choose medicine journal articles, they will only show you those. Again, that's even fewer articles. You probably want to look for social welfare and social work, or law if you're talking about legalization. Other fields will show up depending on your topic by choosing specific disciplines. So you can think of these as fields or subjects. Then you will have even more narrowed down results. Okay, and you can also choose terms if you want. But again, the main ones would be your type of search, scholarly and peer review. So this is a main one here. You want to choose journal articles, and you want to make your research pretty recent. You can use these buttons here. If your professor in other courses want you to choose other timelines, you can adjust them here too. You can clear that, and it goes all the way back to the first ever article that UBC Library has, 19, 25, 23, and so on. But again, by having a larger time frame, you're going to have more results. So we're now down to 813, and let's try one more. Let's go with social welfare and social work. Okay, now we're down to 261. And let's go with one more, the law aspect maybe. Now we're down to 301. Okay. Still a lot. And notice here, these are 261 articles in this discipline and 257 and just 57 in the law discipline. If you unclick law, you actually have fewer articles. But you may want to include it because you want to look at different disciplines. Now, I want you to notice something. Look at the first article that you read on this results. It actually is talking about Uruguay. And that's not Canada. The second one talks about the Washington State. That's also not in Canada. In fact, most of these are probably not in Canada. Oregon, that's a state in America. Colorado, another American article. So I'm going to show you an option where you can use more options. And this will look like the version from Take 1. Notice the search field here. You have new search, which you could click if you want to search something else. But this is the key, advanced search. When you click this, more boxes would open up like that. And then you can have like and, or, not, stuff like that. So you would have seen that in the previous video, but you may not be able to use it because you don't have a library account. But this free version has the same thing. So you can click Advanced. So here you see very similar options. You can have a new search box, right? You can add more if you want. So this is the Add button. You can also delete it if you don't want it. You can choose and or not. You can add as many of these fields as you want. You can choose things like, oh, I just want to match the words of the title or the journal or keywords, whatever. At your level just now, you can leave it as all fields. You can play around with it if you want to find specific articles. Again, you want to narrow it down. The goal here is to find maybe 5 to 15 articles that you can read with for your research proposal. To start. Again, you can narrow down the publication date, the last 12 months, for example. You can select content type. You can select the disciplines. You can search here. This is more advanced. You can even choose the language, but for now, let's stick with English. You can even exclude certain things like, oh, I don't want newspaper articles, book reviews, or dissertations. Definitely don't want these ones. These are student papers. And we want to limit it to peer review publications. These are more reliable. That means other scholars have studied the articles and checked the evidence and they agree with it. It's academic, it's logical, it's sound. So let's try it. So let's try and, because we want to narrow down the field, we want to say in Canada. Not USA, not Uruguay, not anywhere else. Last 12 months. And, well, let's check for content type. We'll leave this alone for now. But you can always choose, the one we want is journal. Journal article, good. We choose that. Discipline, well, we can choose as many as we think we need. Let's see. Can choose law maybe. Medicine could be another one. Again, the fewer disciplines you choose, the more specific, narrow down your results would be. Of course, language, if you leave it alone, it'll be English, so let's leave it alone. We'll leave this option alone as well. This is looking for articles outside your library. Let's say we want to exclude dissertations, book reviews, and newspaper articles, and we want to only find peer-reviewed publications. So let's see how many we get now. Okay, this is even better. Look at this. So we narrowed it down to Canada. Now notice you can type these if you know the language. You can use brackets for each field and use and. So that's your sort of advanced search option. We had peer review, journal articles, the last 12 months in specific disciplines. So, and let's check what results have come up. Okay, we have editorial for special issue of behavioral change, health, and health disparities, medical marijuana, and treating sleep apnea. Okay, at least we're in Canada now. So sometimes you might notice that the titles of the article, this one doesn't really talk about anything about the legalization of marijuana. You have to go down to Article 4, debate over recreational cannabis use legalization in Canada. So we might think about, okay, maybe I need to narrow it down. And let's go back to the advanced option to do this. Now, instead of choosing all fields, I might choose the title. Okay, and I might choose the title here as well, just to see how narrow our search can go. We'll leave the discipline alone for now, but oh, they choose them. Good. Everything's still there. Let's press search again. Oh, it is too narrow. We have nothing. 0 results. So when you are too specific, that happens. So we can go back. Let's try making Canada all fields and see what happens. Okay, still nothing. So we can choose these options here. Author, title, subject terms. We can try that. So these would be like keywords. Let's try this. All right. Now I think we reached our goal. Maybe. We have 10 results. So, interestingly, these 10 results are not the same that we found without changing the subject terms and we use all fields. So at least we've reached our goal of 5 to 15 articles that you can sort of look at more carefully in a short amount of time to go, oh, are these interesting? Can I use it for my research proposal? Turns out no. So that's okay. We'll try keeping the goal. We'll try the abstract this time. So there's a lot of playing around here. So again, we read some more. It talks about medical cannabis, and now this time we're down to 5 results, and we see the legalization of marijuana in the abstract. So I'm going to do one more thing here. I'm going to add one more field. I'm going to use legalization as one word, Canada as one word, and marijuana as another word. And I'll just do all fields here. Let's check. Okay, we're back to our 64. And some of these you can check. 64 is still not bad. You can just scan these and check. Debate over the recreational cannabis use. So that might be a good one. You can see what the debate is going on. Cannabis everywhere. The UK is going to review the policy. In Canada, you can see what the Canadian Medical Association says about this. Becoming a medical marijuana user. Medical marijuana and crime. So, again, you want to end up with results that you can count. 2 digits or less. And using these fields, depending on your topic, you would want to have a goal of maybe 5 to 10, 15 articles to start. And if they're too specific, you may want to move to something like 50 to 100 where you can scan and read over. So let's try this one, the debate. That looks good. And sometimes you can't access these articles because you don't have the account. However, I'm going to show you one step that you can use to get around this. So you can copy and paste the title. So copy and paste the title and let Google find it. So this way, you know what you're looking for in Google. You still get those 588 results, 88,000 results, but you're looking for the article itself. So you try to match the title, debate over recreational cannabis use legalization in Canada. Well, that looks good. That matches. The other results do not use the same title. So I click this. Okay, and what happens next is you may need to actually register. So I already registered just now, and I'll show you what it's like. I'm going to log out, and here you see you can register for free as a student. So you can click that, enter the login details, your email, your password. I'll make it bigger for you. You can enter the information here. It's user information, and you don't need these alerts or anything. You can agree to the terms, press register. I did that, and so now I can log in. I didn't pay anything for this, so I just use my information. It's free. And now I have access to the article I'm looking for. It's something I wanted to read, so I click View Full Text. Let's just delete this tab. I've done this already. So here's the article. So I can read that here. I can find the article info. You can see familiar information like publish date. You can see the DOI. You can scroll up and see the title and the author and what journal it's in, the volume, the issue, the page range, and the journal database. And I can even download this as a PDF to save, so I can do that too. What did he call this article? So you can do that. Sometimes you might not get the article you want. Let's double check again. So you find the article you need, you go to the journal. Hopefully you can register for free, download the article and read it. So you can do that here. Okay, so that's it. That's how you can work your way around if you don't have a student account in the UBC Library to look for articles that you need to use for your research proposal. Again, if you have any questions, you can post on Canvas, week 4 discussion, or email me directly. All right, good luck on your research proposal.